Hello viewers, welcome to Elders Corner, our weekly show where elders from various communities in Nigeria speak on a wide range of topics affecting the lives of our people and the society. My name is Ogechi Orafo. Today I'll be interviewing Elder Joanne Amaga, Elder Solomon Ibrahim, and Elder Sarah Aho from Christ Foundation Orphanage Kuje. And the topic of today is why we must detribalize the minds of our people. Just before we get into the discussion of the day, let's try to know our guest, starting with one of the most beautiful ladies on the show today, Elder Joanne Amaga. Who is Elder Joanne Amaga?
First of all, I'm Amaga Joanne, 13 years of age, currently in JS3 and a pro Nigerian from Kogi State. My story isn't the type I really enjoy to recount, but for the sake of viewers, let's get to know me. I was born into the family of Mr. and Mrs. Amaga. Things were all good until my parents' marriage started to experience problems. Soon after, Mom left home for good and was never seen again. Dad remarried and a new family emerged. As a kid, I quickly embraced my stepmom, hoping to find a mother figure in her. But unfortunately, she wasn't meant to be that for me. She maltreated me and subjected me to all kinds of physical and verbal abuse. My dad, who I'm sure couldn't stand the way my stepmom treated me, had to take me to Christ Foundation Orphanage Kuje. He dropped me off saying he'll be back, but that was the last time I set my eyes on my father. Was he pushed to choose between me and my stepmom? God knows.
I'm almost in tears right now. Come over here, Joanne. Please give me a hug. It is well. I can't believe you went through such a traumatizing experience, yet you are so positive and full of life. So tell me, how did you deal with such experience?
God, I tell you, it's just God. That's the one person that's been with me through it all. Through my story, my God has been glorified.
It has been a little overwhelming. I'm sure a lot of people out there are inspired by your story. So tell me, what is troubling you, young man, young woman? Are you fed up of life? Are you in debt you cannot repay? Did your fiancé cut off a relationship of many years? Oh well, if that is you, do not give up on life. Sniper isn't the solution. If this young pretty lady could overcome the trouble she's been through, you too can. Well, let's move on to Elder Sarah Aho. Who is Elder Sarah Aho?
I'm Ago Sarah. I'm 13 years old and currently in JS2. I'm a detribalized Nigerian from Edo State, thanks to the fact that I grew up in an orphanage as an orphan. Growing up in an orphanage with children from other tribes did something for me, which I think Nigeria desperately needs right now to save ourselves from self-destruction. At the orphanage, we grew up as one family and one people. We saw ourselves as Nigerians, not as Igbos, Hausas, or Yorubas. We cohabited as one, and today that has helped me to see all Nigerians as one people, regardless of our differences. Now, the unfortunate thing here is that the average Nigerian doesn't think so. Come on, my people. Life does not have to make you an orphan to realize that we are one people.
I actually never thought about it that way.
How do you mean?
I mean, orphanages are usually made up of kids from different tribes, but oftentimes raise up to love one another and see each other as one big family. That same way, Nigeria ought to raise her people to love and live as one people.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
All right. Let's quickly move on to Solomon Ibrahim. So please tell us one or two things about you before we get into the topic of the day.
Maybe we should turn Nigeria into one big orphanage home. Perhaps that's where we could see each other as one.
Well, my name is Solomon Ibrahim. I'm 30 years of age. Currently in JS1. I'm an orphan with Christ Foundation Orphanage Home.
I don't really know much about my dad, but I'm sure he must have been a nice guy like me.
Really?
I mean, he died when I was still a toddler. My mom, on the other hand, died of heart attack a few years later. My parents are from Kogi State and I'm proud of my origin. However, it turns me off whenever I see Nigeria discriminating against one another on the basis of tribe and ethnicity. Ask me who am I and I'll tell you that I'm in Nigeria made up of 250 tribes. Then they say if you want to go fast, go alone, and if you want to go far, go together.
That's right.
Oh yeah, let's go there together.
There you have it, people. We definitely want to go far as a nation. So let's unite as one people, loving and respecting one another so that we can go far in education, technology, infrastructure, a well-developed economy, and a true giant of Africa. We can do that as Hausas, Yorubas, or Igbos, but together we can achieve a lot. So let's get into the topic of the day, why we must detribalize the minds of our people. Starting with you, Elder Solomon.
Tribalism in relation to our topic for today is the exaltation of one tribe above the other. It is a disease of the mind in which, when contacted, makes one tribe feel superior and the other lesser in mind of the affected. It is a communicable disease not because it can go from one person to another, but because it is communicated in action and speech, from parents to kids, from leaders to followers, from people to people, etc. The symptoms are usually shared arrogance, lack of respect for people of the other tribe, unnecessary feeling of hatred towards the people of the other tribe, poor judgment on obvious disputes. If the disease is left untreated, it can quickly metamorphose into communal crisis, ethnic cleansing, poverty, corruption, and all sorts of problems you don't want to have in your hands. To become a developed nation, we must destabilize the minds of our people.
Sounds about right, Dr. Solomon. I never knew you were a doctor. I simply asked what tribalism is, and you went medicine on me. So, well, let's move on to Elder Sarah Aho. What are the causes of tribalism?
Tribalism has many origins. One of the origins is found in human ego. Nigeria may be 59 years old today, but she continues to act like a 5-year-old. Sorry is a powerful word. All Nigerians need to learn to say often. A problem that sorry would have solved in split seconds ends up unsolved and eventually becomes tools we use to fan embers of tribalism. For example, the conflict between the Tiv and the Jukongs existed for many years. How come the present generation continues to hate and kill each other when in reality they were not even born when the problem started? The only reason I can think of is the deliberate transfer of hate from parents to children, people to people, and leaders to people. The elders prefers to instill hate in the mind of the young ones rather than teaching them to love and respect the opposing tribes, even before they learn how to work. Nigeria needs to learn to say sorry, and tribalism will die a natural death. We need to teach the younger ones to love others just as the Bible teaches. Only a 5-year-old will refuse to say sorry to when they are wrong just because they feel saying sorry is a sign of weakness or accepting defeats.
Well, sorry is a powerful tool when it comes to conflict resolution. It's time we stop painting other tribes in bad light just to breed hate in our kids. Let's argue less, love more, respect more, and always say, I am sorry a lot more. Seems Elder Joanne wants to add one or two things to the ongoing discussion.
That's right. One of the greatest qualities humans possess is the ability to adapt to its changing environment. Our survival instinct was called into action when over 350 ethnicities were forcefully married as one unit in the 1940 amalgamation. We quickly realized that we all speak different languages and our survival would depend on finding ways to communicate with one another. And guess what? The survival instinct in us created Pidgin English. We borrowed a little bit from all 350 languages, including English, then making it into one common language, and boom, communication problem was solved. That right there is the instinct to survive. Soon after the communication problem was solved without the help of any government or body, we started having disputes from little matters to big matters, followed by communal clashes between one tribe and another. Once again, our survival instinct was tested, but unfortunately, our egos and arrogance wouldn't let sorry do its job. Sorry is a natural way to put out a burning fire. Sorry and apologies can melt the hardest of hearts in an instant. Until Nigerians learn how to say sorry to one another, until Nigerians learn to visit history and sort out different systems from the past, tribalism will continue to thrive and continuously threaten our existence.
Do you know I'm beginning to think the problem we have is quite simple, but our egos complicate them? Do you notice whenever there is a dispute between people in Nigeria, hardly will you hear anyone come out and say we are truly sorry. It doesn't matter if it's the Andes and Dibo, the Afenifere, the Northern Elders Forum, or the Miyetti Allah. What is so hard in accepting our fault and subsequently saying we are sorry? Believe me, Nigerians, it doesn't make us less of whom we truly are. So, Elder Solomon, what are your opinion?
Yes, we are missing some phrases like I'm sorry, we are sorry, forgive us, etc. Imagine that some elders from the east quickly meet with their northern fellows and apologize for the cute tag as an Igbo kill in 1964. I'm sure the civil war would have been avoided. Imagine that some meaningful elders from the north quickly meet with their counterparts from the east and apologize for the reprisal attack on the Igbos living in the north and promise to go after their perpetrators. Don't you think the civil war would have been avoided? Likewise, the Yorubas and Fulanis and all other ethnic crises we have been experiencing in Nigeria. If we can do the needful, we can avoid unnecessary bloodshed.
I totally agree with you, Dr. Solomon. You have once more dissected the problem that Nigerians are having. So, Joanne, I'll let you have the last word and advice to Nigerians.
Tribalism is a thing of choice. You can choose to be tribalistic and you can choose not to be. We all have to make conscious effort to detribalize our mind. Parents, teach your kids to love and be tolerant to people of other tribes. Politicians must stop using tribe and ethnicity as a political tool to divide the people. And finally, leaders of all types must refrain from making comments that pit one tribe or religion against the other. We all have a job to do to end this outbreak of tribal epidemic.
Very well said, Joanne. Tribalism blinds our sense of reasoning. Whenever we make judgment using tribalistic mindset, the result is oftentimes catastrophic. Tribalism encourages corruption. Corruption bets poverty and underdevelopment. If we want to rise as a nation, let's detribalize our minds now. It's a responsibility for you and me. Solomon, do you have an advice for Nigerians watching?
My advice to the youth and Nigerians as a whole is likened to a football team. Take the Super Eagles for example. The team is made up of different players from different tribes, yet they play as one team. Whenever they play as one team rather than individual showing,
they achieve great results. I'm calling on all Nigerians today to play as one team. No individual tribe can do it alone.
Oh, interesting. Let's go to you. What are your advice to Nigerians watching?
My advice goes to the federal government. I'd like the federal government to plan and execute a reconciliation meeting where warring tribes and groups can be made to dialogue and apologize to one another wherever deemed necessary. It's time to bury the hatchets and move on.
This has been an amazing conversation from our elders. Would have loved to continue this conversation, but time is not on our side. So thank you, Elder Joanne, Elder Solomon, and Elder Sarah for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Elder Joanne, Solomon, and Sarah are from Christ Foundation Orphanage Kuje, Abuja. If you wish to support the welfare and education of these wonderful orphans on our show today, please don't hesitate to contact the orphanage through the numbers on your screen. And if you're in Abuja, you wish to visit the orphanage, do also call the numbers on your screen. And don't forget to tell them you came from the TV show Elders Corner. Thank you, viewers, for tuning into Elders Corner. We'll be back next week with more explosive and insightful interviews from our elders in our communities. And please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Until next time, thanks for watching and goodbye.
Like this in Nigeria. We want men like this to tribalize Nigerians.
Tribalism is a thing of choice. You can choose to be tribalistic and you can choose not to be.
Nigerians all over.